All right, this is going to be a really short video called The Iconomy of Movement. And what I've done here and reduced the distance to reclaim the time. All right, I should set up a stand so I can set those up. Here's my InfiniBook. It's a Lenovo 7 tablet inside a Lenovo 7 case. I've just finished setting it up, and I made several mistakes when I set it up. One is I said, I've got to have this, I've got to have this app, I've got to have this app, I've got to have this app. So let me show you. Well, all right. I've got to have all these apps. So I have tons of apps on here. Well, I didn't mean to do that. I have big thumbs, by the way. It is a problem. So I made sure that I've got every single app. But the truth is, I will probably never use some of these in building the infinibooks.com website. So I've got a bunch of stuff on here. And then I stuck everything that I thought I would need right on the desktop, which is a mistake. And let me tell you why. Because settings is not the first thing in my workflow. Neither is Google Home. Neither is Canva. InfiniBooks is a part, but it's not the first thing. So what I want to do is I want to rearrange these desktop icons to represent my workflow so that I literally am just going boop, 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 boop as I work during the day. Now, there'll be some finesse to it. I'll need to tweak it some, but I'll show you so you can get an idea. First of all, I'm going to keep settings because you always have to, but I'm going to move it out of the way for now. The first thing I want to do is I want to, it should be in the H's, there it is, harvest. The first thing I want to do is run harvest, right? And I want to hit start. And I want to add a note that says, making a video on the economy of movement. Okay, that's not exactly right, but I'll know what I mean. I'm going to start the timer. And that should be how I start everything that I do. I should get into the habit of making a time record of how much I spent on something so that I can get an idea of what it cost me. Remember, 1 hour of my time is equal X amount of dollars, a certain amount of health, a certain amount of knowledge from the other accounts. So I want to make sure that I keep track of how much I'm spending, make sure I'm not procrastinating and wasting time. Now, the next thing I'll do will not be Google Home. In fact, I'll only rarely use Google Home except maybe when I'm plugging in a new device or something. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to remove it altogether. Canva is my graphic design program. I very rarely use it. I'm going to remove it. Evernote, same thing. I'm going to remove it. InfiniBooks will be where I go, but I'm going to leave it there for now. The action launcher settings. See, here's the thing about these small screens. Sometimes you get the wrong thing. I'm never going to need that on a regular basis. I will use the camera on Amazon and stuff, but I'm using open camera, so I can get rid of this camera. Right? So the next thing I do after harvest is, my question will be, what do I need to do? Well, that's this baby right here, but I'm going to leave it here because I always want it to be available. What I'm going to do is go, not there. I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to get to do. I'm going to drag it, and I'm going to drop it right there. All right, so now I've started my timer. And then I can ask myself, what do I need to do? What am I going to work on? And I love this program. I recommend it thoroughly. It's a great program. I have gotten really hooked on it. Like most great Microsoft programs, it was used to be called Wunderlist, and they bought it. Just like they bought Excel, they bought PowerPoint. They didn't create them. So God bless them. At least they know what good acquisitions are. Okay, so now I've got to-do going. There's a good chance that from the to-do thing, I'll need to go ahead and go into my InfiniBooks, right? and do something. The other thing that I'll use a lot, based on the research that I've done, is Google Docs. I'm not going to pull it out of there. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to get another one, and I'm going to drag it right there. All right. I'm going to bring settings down to here. And then also there's a chance that I'll either use Sheets or Word. I've opted to go with Google Docs over Word because after watching all the videos, most everybody's using Docs. You have to be connected to the internet to use Docs, but not really. You can actually work with it offline. But Word it's got a lot of power, and there's a lot of things it'll do. But really, you just basically want to get your chapters, as best I can tell from the videos I've watched and what I'm figuring out myself as I go. You just want to get your chapters in and get them in a rough form in Docs so that you can start sharing with other people to get comments and reviews and things like that. So now I'm kind of pretty much done with my workflow. I do want to make sure that I've got a couple of other things. I want my Firefox browser right there handy. And again, even though I have it down there, I'm going to put it right there. And then I feel like I'm going to need Sheets a lot, right? So I'm going to go get Sheets. And the reason you use Sheets is because it's a great way to manage a list. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really is going to be something that I use a lot of. And probably not. That's probably going to be, I will bring Outlook up, because that's going to be my email client for a lot of the professional stuff. So I'm going to bring it up and I'm going to pop it right here. Now I'll go back and clean this up. But now I've got a boop, 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 boop. I wish I had made that musical. It sounds kind of weird. Now I've got my row right here, my work row. And I don't have to go hunt. The minute it comes up, it pops up. I'm ready to do harvest. I'm ready to look at my to-do list. I'm ready to look at the website. I'm ready to start writing. I'm ready to browse and find some information I need, or work on a list if I have a list that I'm working on in Sheets. And that's all it is. That's the economy of movement. Organize your icons on your desktop to fit your workflow so that you don't have to go hunt. You're just right there. And that's this video. Thanks for watching. Come visit us at infinibooks.com and learn about this stuff, and as we kind of make it up as we go along. And thanks for watching.